Welcome to the CEN show, where we present the voice of the community. The Community Education Network.com is a platform to aid the effort of self and collective improvement. On Monday, we have Conscious Corner as one of our shows with Professor Amin Ra and Joe Hembrick. Professor Amin Ra, can you tell us about Monday's show that's coming up?
Yeah, we're going to be dealing with the psychological and educational development of a Black child. What are some strategies to, that we can provide people on how to get their youth, first of all, psychologically stable in a racist dynamic, and then teach them to be motivated for educational attainment or vocational attainment, and what goes into that. Then we're going to be also discussing the recent recall and the victory and the role Black people played in the victory for the governor and for the Democratic Party. We're also going to be talking about the victory the masses played for Ahmaud Arbery, the brother when they indicted the district attorney for obstructing justice in his case, where he was jogging and they shot him down, these white boys. Then we were also about this brother Noah, Muhammad Noah, who was a police officer in Minnesota, and they convicted him of third-degree murder, and the court just reversed it. And we're going to be talking about those issues, along with the primary issue is education, psychological educational development of the Black child. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Anybody want to come and see that? It's right here on the homepage of the website. And you can just join right underneath Professor Amin Ra and historian Joe Hembrick's name. It says join meeting. You can click on and you're automatically there. Thanks a lot, Professor Ra.
Yes, you can.
All right. Okay, I'm your host, Rasaki Maskani, and tonight's topic is 500 Voices, and we will get into that after I introduce our guest. Tonight's guest is educator, comedian, and impressionist, Straaw. I met Straaw over 20 years ago, and we became close friends. He comes from a famous family. His uncle is Geronimo Jajaga Pratt of the Black Panther Party of the 1960s and the 80s. 70s. And his niece is actress Kyla Pratt. Yeah, so she's famous for the movie Dr. Dolittle and among other shows she did on TV and on the big screen. Okay, Brother Straaw, how are you doing this evening? And please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, feeling good right here, middle of September. 2021. Hey, just doing a little coaching, a little classroom educating, putting the strategy awareness out there, and reminding the youngsters to use their mind, use their strategy awareness. It ain't just me, everybody is the straw. Everybody got that psychic ability. It's just a matter of us putting it into use. So I could open up the intake valves, with a little laughter, get them relaxed, and then put a little education in there, a little intelligence in there, information, just remind them to think for themselves, because, teacher only teaches that which he or she needs to learn. So I'm reminding myself as I remind them, that's all.
Okay, brother. I visit your classes because we teach at the same school, and I come in. Sometimes you're entertaining. It's I enjoy your entertainment, man. It's wonderful, and it's
thank you very much.
And it's clean. So that's a good thing. So now, Brother
Sometimes.
Pratt, your name, your stage name is Straaw. I don't know if you want to tell everybody your government name, but you spell straw with Straaw. Can you kind of go over that? I know you kind of hit on it already, but can you talk about that, please?
Well, first it was just 1A. Then my dad was like, "What's this Straaw stuff you talking about? What you do? That don't even add up numerologically." So then I added another A. I said, "Well, if you add another A, it adds up. So now what?" So, but it stands for strategy awareness. So STRA for strategy, AW for awareness. So Straaw, like that. So it originally came from a Cheech and Chong movie when I used to show everybody little clips of Cheech and Chong, and they had a character in there. They had pulled up to the house, like, "Hey man, where we going, man? Hey man, this is my cousin Strawberry's house, man. He's always got some dope, man. But yeah, man, he went over to Vietnam, man, and he got all weirded out, man. Don't talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it. He got a birthmark right here, man. Don't talk about his birth. I'm not gonna talk about his birthmark. You sure it's a birthmark? You know that Nam grass will do weird stuff to your face." And they got up to the door. It was knocking, clink, 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 clink. "Who is it?" "Pedro." "Pedro's not here." "No, I'm Pedro." "Who's that, man?" "I don't know, man. Somebody's messing around in there." "Hey, man, look, the door's open, man. Hey, look, man, it's a bird, man. It's a bird answering the door." And Sean walked up to the bird cage. "Hey, little fella, wanna get high? Wanna get high?" Then the bird started repeating, "Wanna get high? Wanna get high?" "Hey, man, you want something to eat? We got some pizza." And the music was, record was scratched. Da, 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 da. "It's Strawberry. Da, da, da. It's Strawberry." And then the homeboy came down, stepped on the glass. "And Strawberry. Oh, what's happening, man?" "Starbucks, Starbucks." "And friend, that's Strawberry. How you doing?" "I'm doing." "Hey, man, what you looking at, man?" Oh, nothing. I was just, hey, man, I wasn't looking at this nigga, man. We're going to see some people of mine. They don't like strange dudes. They don't go around. "Okay, well, I'll stay here." So I used to just show people that part all the time. So that's how I started. So I had to change it to subconscious so they wouldn't just think I was crazy ass Strawberry, you know.
Man, let me tell everybody this. This dude has a keen memory. He remembers all kind of sports, TV shows. He can name all kind of players from particular years. So later on, I hope some of you guys that's on the panel is able to ask him some questions about sports, and he could pull up in his memory bank specific years, specific
Hey,
players.
hey, look, man, when we moved from Los Angeles back to Louisiana, my dad had been out here. And at first he was like, I thought, "Dad, you like Chick Hearn?" "No, man, I don't like Chick Hearn." "Why you don't like Chick Hearn?" "Man, he gets your adrenaline going too fast. He get you all hyped." So once we moved to Louisiana, he like, "Turn the sound down and you do Chick Hearn," because I used to imitate him. Now Magic has the ball. Magic's yo-yoing up and down on the end of a string, going left to right across your dial on his 47 by 94 hunk of wood. Now he terminated the dribble, give it over to Worthy. Word is guarded by Scottie Pippen. Faces with Worthy Gibson. Reagan was the prince, but I voted for Shirley Chisholm. Oh, what a beautiful 360 somersault of a slam dunk on the Lakers Basketball Network. What do you think, Stu? Chick, you know you don't give me a chance to say anything. That's right. Now back to live action. Ladies and gentlemen, this basketball game is in the living room. The brew is in the fridge. The joints are getting rolled and the cocaine is on the table. Because you know how they do it in NBA. Negroes buy anything.
All right, man. Let's get to the next question. Okay, on a more serious note. Okay, yeah, your uncle is Geronimo Jagaga Pratt. Yeah,
G-Jaga.
Ijaga. Okay. Now he was a very notable personality among the Black Power movement of the 1960s and the 70s. What can you tell us about your relationship with him and how did he influence you?
You know, my mom and dad separated when I was young, and mom had moved us to the Bay Area. So I was up there and was oblivious to the fact that I even had an uncle that was that close. I think it took my dad coming from Southern Cal on a visit and brought us up there one time to go visit him. San Quentin, we were in Richmond. So that's really the first time I met him and started getting into him and the story and everything. And then when we went to move to Louisiana, we went back up there and visited him one more time before we went to Louisiana. Then after that, I'm not sure if I was writing him yet. I might have wrote him. I might have wrote him a couple of times as a youngster, but then later on, when I came back out here, I went to go visit him. Me and my cousin went as young adults, and that's when I would write him more. I remember more of those visits and exchanges through mail and everything. He'd be like, when we go visit him, we'll play Scrabble, and he'll come up with words that, you know, we didn't think was real. My aunt would be like, "There ain't no words." Like, "Don't challenge me. You're gonna lose points. I'm telling you, it's a word." It's like, what you challenging him for? You might as well go ahead and give it up. So things like that. And when I would tell him, "Man, I'm riding around with expired tags and warrants, and I don't even worry about getting pulled over." It's like, "Oh, I guess because you're a free spirit, you like me." "Oh, is that what that is?" I said, "I don't really worry about money. Money comes when I need it." "See, I was the same way." "Yeah, that's because you're a free spirit." So it made me feel good about certain perspectives and outlooks to have on life, just to make it through and not be stressed out. And I want to take matters and make it fair illegally. You know, you can make it fair legally. You can figure it out legally. You ain't got to do it illegally. Take too many chances that way. You know, ain't no sense living looking over your shoulder. So, you know, that's what he taught me. He always had a good attitude. We felt worse about him being in there than he did. It felt like, you know, he made us feel more comfortable. We, you know, visited him and we kind of feeling bad that we free and he locked up. And, you know, he really made us comfortable when we would visit him. And that's a testimony to his attitude too. So yeah, always positive. Then when he got out, oh, that was just a great day. And to see him free after seeing him locked up all them years, that was just made me feel good to watch somebody go through that whole process as well. So yeah, he was funny too. Geronimo got a sense of humor, man. Love that guy. Seemed like he's still here with us, man.
All right.
Just like it do Red Fox. When I watch Saturday and Sunday, it feel like Fred's still with us here too, don't it, Bubba? Would you stop it, Pop? Would you just stop it?
All right, man. Thanks for that. All right. Okay. So you are an educator. You're a teacher, and I know for at least 20 years. How many years have you taught?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I haven't counted, but yeah, somewhere in the 20s. Yeah.
Okay. You know what year you started? I started in '97, and I've been doing it for 26 years. Did you start before me?
Yeah, I was subbing a couple of years before you, actually. Yeah, about
Okay.
95. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you got about 28 in. That's a
Mhm.
long time, man. So tell me this. Uh, what is your educational philosophy and what are your views about the American educational system?
My philosophy on educating is, you know, when you get a group that's listening to you, you have to have them believe in what you're saying. You have to captivate their interest, and you don't even think about it. Just put yourself on their level. Don't try to act like you're better than them, or you know, make them feel comfortable. And once you do that, then it's just like being on stage. You know, once you get them to like you, and that's not what I was doing either. I wasn't trying to get nobody to like me. I just want them to open up and like education. It ain't got nothing to do with me, or like the information that I'm giving. So just to have them interested, because I just put myself in their shoes, you know. I would like to be interested. I would trip off somebody like me, you know. So, you know, I put myself in their shoes when I want to get out a couple of minutes early too. You know? So I feel them. I feel them. But other things that make me want to stay, you know, if the teacher is saying something that is captivating my interest. And like KRS-One said one time, if I was running schools, I would get rid of all the books and we would study ourselves. That way, you want to go to school. Let's see what I'm gonna learn about myself today, rather than when you're there in class learning his story, learn a little of your story, the real story. History ain't nothing but his story. What about our story? So
Yeah.
and as far as your question about the American system, you know, we all know it's just trained to, it's designed to have us work for someone. It doesn't really promote independent thinking. Just train you to work for somebody else.
You
And
know, let me just interject this. You said two things that Brother Joe Hendrick always talked about. You said two things. You said, know thyself, and then you said the American system is training you for a job. Brother Joe say that every now and again. So that's familiar information. All right,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, it was evident. So I remember my dad said a long time ago, when you pay for a college education, you're paying for the destruction of your own creativity. And there was a chick in college that took offense, and there's another brother that had graduated. And he said, oh, I know exactly what he means. And, he told me, and I still went, but I didn't rely on that. I still stayed creative. So, it's just how we react to the information that we're given. But, home chick took offense to it. Said, no, don't take offense. Just go ahead and stay on your path, what you want to accomplish, but stay creative on your own too. Don't just rely on that. That's what's required where we are. So you want to get that credential and you want to go that route, go ahead. You'll see later on what other options you could have done. And don't even have to regret the one you went through. We learn from everything we go through. We're supposed to. We're supposed to learn from our mistakes. We're born to make mistakes and learn from them. I ain't perfect. Everybody's perfect, because when a perfect opportunity to grow as a person, young or old, rich or poor, black or white, fat or skinny, short or tall, male or female, it don't matter. You will be tested. Once we pass the test, it ain't a test no more. Oh, them 10 words I spelled in the second grade and got all correctly, there ain't no test no more when I got to spell them, because I passed it with flying colors. Do you want to be 18 still going through tests from first and second and third grade, or you want to be going through college tests and master's tests, so to speak? Hey, whatever speed you want to be on, who am I to say you should have done it quicker than this? Maybe you have to go through it. Maybe I have to go through it 10 times to learn. Who am I to judge? But I would like to think that I can learn in one or two, or just watching somebody else. But sometimes experience is the best teacher.
Yes, sir. All right. Now, you are also an entertainer. What are your views of entertainment as it relates to the youth, as it kind of, influences the youth? And just what are your views in general of entertainment?
Well, just look at the word, something to enter you and tame you. So what is it that we are entertained with? You see, so when you have these media outlets that have the entertainment on lock and all the stuff that's being propagated to them, you already know what type of society you're going to have. So, what are you going to do as an artist? Are you going to sell out for the money and do what's popular and get paid? Or you're going to be the one that's different, and, maybe you'll have a less of a following, but at least you can feel good about what you're doing, and you ain't got to sell out. And what you're doing is having a positive impact on people. You're not doing it for the money, doing it for the love. And all the rest of that stuff comes into play. With this, money, fame, glory, and credit will come in time. But too concerned about all that in the beginning. So.
All right. Okay. So now, this is my last thing I want you to do. Then we go into the panel. Can you do an impression of a conversation between Tupac and Biggie Smalls?
Oh man, it's a regular. All right, let's say they were sitting down, get ready to watch the game. And people finna sit down and watch the game. Hey, Pop, man, you got the popcorn, man? Now you know damn popcorn, man. Come here, man. Look at Magic, man. The Magic ain't playing, man. We're in the 90s, man. This is Shaq and Kobe, man. Yeah, but they going up against my man, Al Illy, acting silly, right here from Philly. Yeah, from the West Coast. What you doing pulling for the East? Man, I'll go with my boy Al Illy, man. Y'all, let's go. Ooh, he dunking on here. I don't know. They just been wilding, watching some sports or something.
Okay, cool. So let's go to the panel, man. Thanks for those answers. All right. Brother Doctor, question, comments from Brother Straaw.
Yeah, I have one question. You brought up something I was talking to someone earlier about, and he was asking about the, the show business and stuff, and the sellout stuff, and getting paid. And I was talking to someone else earlier about, Larry Elders, so how you sell out and all this. And my thing was, he's doing it for the money. So why are we mad at people that sell out? If he's happy selling out, getting paid, feeding his family, why does he have to be black? If we're black, why you want him to be black? Let him do what he want to do, man. So, Roski brought that question about show business. He was talking about sellout, and it just reminded me of something I was talking about earlier. So why are you mad at comedians who sell out? I mean, if they want to do it, let them do it. Why is it an issue?
Yeah, I agree with you. Comedians, entertainers, or whoever. Yeah, let them go ahead and do it. Everybody had a option to do what they want. It's all just to create emotion and create hype, and you get enough people protesting and talking pros and cons about it. That just makes for hard copy. I don't even pay guys like Larry Elder no mind. I don't give him no energy. Even when Bush was running, everybody was ranting and raving. Like, I ain't giving him no energy, And even if he win, and then he messed around, I said he probably will win, and he won. Didn't bother me. I watched everybody just slander the man, and I ain't give him no energy. I never posted nothing about it. It was a sideshow. It was a circus. Now those people missing him. Man, yeah, he gone, but this dude is born. At least he was entertaining. See, see what we're entertained with. We missing a dysfunctional president. Wow, that's bad. Now let them go ahead, man. I'm with you. They don't waste no energy. Just see, when people don't focus on what we're doing individually, then we got time to just pile on somebody else. Like people was sweating like Michael Vick about the dogs years after he's been rehabilitated. Say, you don't care about the dogs because there's people that's still doing it. You're not going after them. You're going to beat up on this man who's been rehabilitated, who the judge has already allowed him to have dogs now. He's shown the ability and shown that he's transformed. You want to pile on him who's been forgiven, who went through the rehabilitation process, and you don't mess with the ones that's still out there doing it, then you full of it. So that's all about. Yeah, you don't need to get caught up emotionally and none of that. I'm with you, brother.
One last question. Now, with your family history, has there been or has been any kind of lasting effect politically with your ties growing up, from political, law enforcement, anything that's,
not anything elaborate. There's been a few mentions here and there when people have had brushes with the law and names have came up and been mentioned, and behaviors, might have changed or might have been threatened to change. But and on that level, not much. But people have in the family have questioned when certain things didn't go as fortunate as we may have thought. And he's like, you think the possibility the name could have? Yeah, it could have, but a lot of us try not to use that or go there. But it probably happens more than we really want to say. Yeah.
Okay. All right,
But
brother. But
try
go
not
ahead.
to trying to go through life without having that kind of chip, but still aware.
Okay. All right. Thanks, brother doctor. Brother Machinda, question, comment?
No, not at this time. Appreciate the brother coming on tonight and find him politically funny. And it's like say it's you can tell he has a deep range, and I just appreciate listening in tonight.
Oh, well, thanks, man. Thanks for y'all having me for the platform as well. I look forward
Well,
to doing it again.
Well, brother Machinda, you and brother Pratt was on before with me, and we was talking about Neely Fuller. So you guys been on before, so that's cool.
That's right. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, brother Hendrick.
So you talking to me?
Yes, sir.
What's
Well-
up, Joe?
What's going on, Brad?
How you doing, man?
Oh man, trying to live, working on my health so I can collect them retirement checks for as long as possible.
Yes, sir. And peace to our matriarch sister who made her transition. Much love, Mother Kemp.
Yeah, I have they mentioned anything about the services on here tonight?
No, I think I've heard it's on the 24th, but I haven't got a confirmation.
I got everything.
Okay.
24th, her service is gonna be at Love and Unity on Wilmington, across there from Walton.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice large venue. Okay.
Be on the 24th from 11 to 1. And
What-
the viewing is gonna be at what's it called, Resurrection Church there off of Walnut between Central and Avalon. It's a church in there called Resurrection. The viewing will be there on Thursday from 3 to 8.
Okay.
I don't have the address of either one, but if you know anything about Compton, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Resurrection Church is her son Reggie's church, and if you in between Avalon and Central, it's just closer to Central. There's a cul-de-sac on the north side. That's where that Resurrection Church is, and you can see Love and Unity. Raw, we used to eat there after playing golf all the time. That church right there, across from Walton's athletic fields.
Yeah, that's
Your Greenleaf and Wilmington. But
Joe, she up there saying, and thanks for giving them that information, sugar.
great. Great.
Me and her used to debate the afterlife all the time. And I was talking nature and she was talking Jesus. I was talking the cosmos and the Neteru. So we talked about that all the time.
Wow. I hope you have an experience with her spiritually. You can come back and share it with us. I look forward to hearing about that.
I was getting ready to get on the boat to go fish when I found out about her passing, but yeah, that was my girl. She's my teacher and kept me from becoming a juvenile delinquent for the most part. And
Oh man.
I
So
ended
many-
up a boss later on as an administrator. And we talked all the time. I'm sure you know because she talked to you too. So
Man, yeah, so many lives she touched. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's Maxine Kemp. She did almost, I said, if not 50 years, almost 50 years as a teacher at Compton High School. And amongst other things she did, I know she worked at USC. We called her Mama Kemp. Yep. Beautiful soul. Beautiful soul.
Beautiful.
So anyway, man, when you get to some of those sports questions, you seem to know all the answers to. I'll come back and chime in on you on that because I'm a historian by trade. So
All right. Very good.
matter of fact, if you want to do an impression for me right quick, you can do some Mudbone. I always love that.
Well, you see, I first moved up here. Boy, I used to live around here, boy. I drove up here on a tractor, 856 miles on one tank of gas. And she's told fascinating stories. You see, I say, Miss Rudolph, what happened to the tarantula? She said, that's none of your goddamn business. But if you don't bring me a goose or a turkey, you will see him again. After that, I'm thinking turkey. There's a big, pretty bird on mama. I don't care if it's in Timbuktu. She got a turkey coming, Jack. Yeah, Mudbone was tight too. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right, Professor Ra.
Body Ghani again, brother Patrick. First of all, I want to say asante for just being a part of the legacy of Jajaga Pratt and keeping his name in the forefront of our history and our struggle, and for you to carry on And then second, I want to say asante for your unique talent. The various impressions you do and using it to educate as well as to, entertain, and how you wrap them both together to get into the entertain. And
Yes,
I
sir.
really deeply appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank
There's so much going on, and I just have a few questions, and then I'm gonna make a couple of comments at the end. How long what's the subject you teach?
I've been a sub, so I just fill in wherever I'm needed, and so I'm multi subjects. I don't have no specialty.
So
I do
did you
math.
learn long-term shots or just day to day?
I've done both. I've had both.
Okay.
Had
Okay.
both.
So you taught various subjects, whatever lesson plan the teacher left, or if not,
Or
you just created your own.
exactly.
I
And
understand.
most of the time, it was the second.
Okay, then. And again, I love your entertainment, especially Cheek and Chong Up in Smoke. That's one of my
Thanks a
favorites.
lot, man. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, don't overdo it, man.
What made you go into comedy, an impressionist? When did you start that, and why did you do it?
Well, I used to impersonate maybe some cartoons growing up and family members. And, then I watched the reaction, felt like I was pretty good at it. So I just took it from there and just kept adding on to it. I wasn't really sure about the term impressionist and all that. I was just imitating people. And then I listened to Richard Pryor albums, listened to Eddie Murphy and stuff like that. Eddie did more impressions than Richard, but Richard did, a lot of different ones too. So inspired by those guys and whoever else I see, Robin Williams, anybody I saw doing impressions, I would gravitate to. And so that's what I think that's what got me into it. One of my first ones was watching, I think it was the Red Fox variety show. And he used to have this white guy in a zoot suit and a cigar with the hat on. Excuse me, Mr. Johnson. There's an extra comment, Johnson. My name is Raymond J. Johnson Jr. Now you can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay, or you can call me Sonny, or you can call me Johnny, or you can call me Ray J. But you doesn't have to call me Johnson.
Yeah.
So that was one of my first impressions doing him. And then my dad had a Satchmo tape that he had an 8-track in Satchmo that we listened to on the way to Louisiana. So I memorized those songs, and I used to imitate Louis Armstrong for him. But his shark bite and his teeth deal, and he showed them pearly white. I used to do it better when I was younger. Max the Jackknife and Mac Heath did. It was better when I was younger. It started hurting my throat, but so growing up back then, listening to stuff like that, anything I see on TV, the impressionist, the basketball announcers, football announcers, Pat Summerall, and this is Pat Summerall and Tom Brookshire and John Madden and Brent Musburger. You are looking live at the Sold Out Spectrum in Philadelphia. Good afternoon. I'm Brent Musburger. It's imitating all them cats. Skip Carey on the Atlanta Hawks, his daddy, Harry Carey, take me out to the ball game. Drunk as I don't know. So yeah, just make all that stuff intertwined. Sports and comedies just easily mixed in. So people like John Sally said he wanted to be the first, pro basketball playing comedian. I knew what he was talking about. I felt it. I had the same aspirations.
All right. The other question is, I remember, like you said, you was at Compton College when I was there. And so you have experience in teaching in Compton. What is the message you give to some of the Black youth today? What would you try to tell them if you were teaching and then you had 5 or 10 minutes left and you wanted to drop something heavy on them about preparing them for life? What would be your message?
Just pretty much the message that I always give them. Hold yourself accountable. Be responsible. Don't make excuses. If the glass is half full or half empty, it's always half full. You look at it from the empty side, then you're giving up. You're giving up. We only use less than 10% of our brain capacity is when I was told when I was your age, I tell them. Now it's down to 2 is what I see with all this electronic devices and stuff. We got y'all caught up looking down all the time while things is going on over your head. So no, we're not using our brain capacity. So you just increase that just a little bit and a little bit more. So imagine all of the possibilities that you have. Nothing happens by accident. See, I'm working on this book called Remove from Vocabulary, remove negative phrases and words from your vocabulary, replace them with positive words and phrases and watch your life become more positive. And number 1 is I don't know. That's a lie. Everybody knows everything. We're just not sure how to get to it because we're only using less than 10%. That other 90, 95% is waiting for us to use it. But when we say, I don't know, we just giving up. Yeah, you know, you just don't want to think about it. You just don't want to face fact. You just don't want to brainstorm. You know, you just don't want to admit it. So get on my nerves. I watched my mom say that when I was little, watched my sister say it, pick it up from her. I never said it before I even knew any of this stuff. It just sounded real weak to give somebody that much power to control your emotions. So get on my nerves, make me sick, all this defeatist language. So I just remind them to look at things differently and try to say things differently to keep them on a positive level. So, and I'll see him later. I'll see him later on in life, Amon. I'll see him. Oh, yeah, you didn't let us chew gum. Yeah, I don't chew gum now because of you. You was a stickler for the diet. Guess what? I gave up sugar now because of you, and stuff like that. So even if it's 1 out of 40 of them, you get feedback sometime and it makes you feel like, you're reaching somebody.
Okay, can I interject this? I have a perspective paper on the website, Positive Math Perspective, the Elimination of Negativity. That's right along the lines of the book that you're going to write, Brother Straaw, where you take the negative words and turn them into positive words, and so, yeah, anybody interested in reading that, and plus it has a parent guide about mathematics, things you could do to help the student. So, yeah, that's excellent.
You got any money? Nah, I'm broke. You broke? I don't see no cash or no crutches. You ain't broke. You replaced it with I'm financially curious. Just trying to see where I can get some money, but you ain't broke.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Professor Ra.
Yeah. So, you've been through subbing for a long time. So have you seen changes in the different areas of young people with regards to their mentality? And is it more difficult to sub today than it was a couple of years ago? Or 10 years ago?
Those are good questions. The only difference is with the electronic gadgets, if you don't get a hold of them, those can be a little bit more of a distraction. But other than that, it's not too much difference. I don't see too much change in the mentality, except, they're probably a little bit less attentive. How we look at the old school compared to the new Jackson, their heart, the emotions, a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more emotional, a little bit more needy, as you say. So it seems like the maturity, you have your few picks, but the maturity level is tailed off and it takes a little longer for these. I guess I'm looking at the black males. Females seem like they're on the same rate, but the young black males and even the Latinos, the males seem like they're not maturing like they were. It's staying a little bit more adolescent than they did in the past. The rate is taking longer for them to mature, and some of them don't ever mature, and it's sad.
Okay. I just want to make this comment about the position about sellout and things of this nature. You have to have a moral and ethical parameter as a people. Certain things you do and you don't do. Your mothers and fathers taught you that. If you say, well, if the person just making money, so it's okay, what difference does it make? Well, hey, there's a problem there. Some people sell crack to the kids. Some people deal with sex trafficking. Is that okay? They're just making the money to feed their kids so they can exploit other kids. You have to have a moral and ethical principle. Let me just finish this. We've always had conservative Black people. Many Black people were in the Republican Party, 10% of them still there. It's one thing to be about a political agenda. It's another thing to collaborate and get paid to help them pass bills and create havoc in your community. That's beyond working. You know, I mean, that's why they have laws against spies. That's why they got laws against informants and things of this nature. Jajaga Pratt was a mighty warrior. He gave his damn life in Vietnam and came back here and became a community activist. They put him in prison for 27 years for something he didn't do. He did not do. Johnny Cochran, I know personally, and I know your relative, Jajaga person. You understand? And when he got out, you know, 2 places he went to, the Black Caucus he spoke, and we brought him to Compton to speak at our festival. But at the same time, a lot of people sold him out. They could have testified at his trial. He had so many appeals that everybody thought he could win. Johnny Cochran thought he was going to win it, and because of the police suppression evidence. And well, you know, is that okay? No, you have to. You teach your kids, don't sell dope to people, don't rob people to feed your family. You can never build stability in paradise off of other people's misery. And that's why this country catch so much hell and people drive planes into buildings because of their occupation. They're just trying to make themselves money. No, you can't. Money is the root of all evil. We're spiritually rich. That's how we got out of the Holocaust of enslavement, through our spiritual drive. I didn't say religious, I said spiritual, and our will. But you can't just justify anything like a Larry Elder who goes beyond just making money to be a Tom. He's more than that. He's an informant and a traitor to his people. From a political and social and economic and educational aspect. Just like you didn't want your kids to be gay, you wouldn't want your kids to grow up to be like him. You know, so that's very important.
No, definitely, most
Everybody
definitely.
got their right to vote for whoever they want. They voted for him, that's fine. I voted for the recall, that's fine. Nobody's mad about that. We always been a diverse people. We ain't required all of us to unify and think a lot. But at the same time, you know, I grew up hard in these streets. I spoke at St. Louis Obispo where Jajaga was. I gave a lecture, Black Gods in the Devil Warehouse. You understand? Okay. And I just want to let you know, brother, I spoke at a number of prisons. And, you know, and our whole thing is to become we're the moral vanguard of the world. People borrow our liberation songs. They use our terminology for their own struggle. Wow. And you go back to the sellout who got marked as Garvey killed and put in penitentiary. You understand? He was just trying to make some money to feed his family so he could sell Marcus out. Those that killed Malcolm X. No, you got to have a perimeter. It's not, you don't criticize the person and character assassinate him, but you do criticize what they do. Right. And you have to hold people accountable.
Yeah, Fred Hampton, Judas and the Black Messiah.
Ward Conley, preached against affirmative action,
Wow.
helped pass the bill to get rid of affirmative action. You're gonna reward him by saying, oh, he's just doing that because when it affects people's lives, it's a different thing, bro.
I feel you. Most
If you
definitely.
just, I got checked from white man for 34 years as a professor. But but anyway, that's enough. All right.
Hey,
But
God,
again, brother, I'm proud of you, brother, to get into
appreciate it.
education and to keep your craft going.
All right, proud of you too, and everything you've contributed over the course.
Much you got.
Much love.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right,
sir.
Brother Ra. Thank you, thank you. So, Brother Mashinda, anything now or what? Yes, Brother Mashinda might be doing something else at this time.
Yeah, I have one question.
Okay, go ahead.
The Impressionist. Hey, my favorite Haricosel Ali. Can you do that?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're standing here with the great Muhammad Ali, the heavyweight champion of the world. Well, not yet. He's had to beat Joe Frazier. What? Joe Frazier? You think I can't beat Joe Frazier? You big toupee wearing? I'm gonna tell you something. Joe Frazier's ugly. I'm pretty. I'm gonna beat him. And you talk all, you're very truculent indeed, Ali. Well, I don't know if it's good, then that's me.
You can go there and see how they show my house.
Okay, that was good. All right, Brother Mashinda, you back? Okay, Joe, anything else?
Joe waiting for the trip. Basketball.
The educational thing, I'm just so glad I'm away from that. I asked nothing about it, but I spent so much time with it and seen you over the years at so many different places. Let me ask you this. Since the last couple of years, I've been reading about certain social services that they were supposed to be providing for students. I've always said that we need mental health services at the Yin Yang. I said that for the last 10 years while I was working. Have you seen any visible signs that they're addressing any of that at all?
Only thing that I can say in regards to that is I hear certain students say, I have to go to anger management. I have to go over to anger management. So I'm not sure if it worked or if it was doing anything, but I don't recall that in the beginning. And that was something I started hearing in the latter years, like a few years ago. So, other than that, that's the only thing I can answer to that one, my brother.
Another question.
Hey, Brother Joe,
Yes, sir.
we do have a wellness center on the campus of Centennial that deal with mental issues, but I haven't seen the effect of it yet. We have some more people. We've had it for the past maybe 3 years, so we have some more staff there, and so I want to kind of evaluate that this year to see how it's effect, the type of effect it's going to have on the children, because we definitely need that service, but having it and it being effective is two different things. All right. That's it.
And then one last thing on that, Joe, this year they have 15 minutes after the first period, 15 extra minutes of SEL called social emotional learning. And what takes place during that, Roski?
Well, to be honest with you, that 15 minutes is so fast. And then, it's not organized to the point where I can see that it'll be effective. I know they have some information for us to present to the kids, but there's always something going on where we're not able really to get to that And I think that should be replaced with maybe nutrition, because there's a long stretch between the beginning of school until lunch. So I think the services that's provided on the campus should be utilized for the kids that's identified of needing help. So
And,
so yeah, go
and the
ahead.
fact that you bring up nutrition, if they do that, it would be nice. When I first went to school, high school in Long Beach, I saw at Wilson they had concessions, or they had the little vending machines with fruit, chilled fruit. And I was like, wow, that's tight. You can get a nectarine, a peach, a plum, and for 25, 30 cents. And man, I felt like that was just as satisfying as a bag of chips and all that other junk, donuts and zingers and all that. I'm like, and then they got rid of them. So, and then when later on, when I'm subbing, I subbed in Long Beach too, went to Poly, they have little kiosks up with little like smoothies, sugar-free, all fruit smoothies that still taste delicious and stuff. So, to introduce healthier snacks to them if they do the nutrition. Like you said, you can have it, but just make sure it's got to be effective with those kind of things.
That sounds like a good plan. Okay, brother Joe, anything else?
Well, I've had in all of my 24 years working in Compton Unified, the two issues that I had a problem with, and I spoke with Professor Raw on the sideline of a football game at one point. One is reading, has that improved? And number two, is there any hot water in the locker room in the district yet?
Wow.
Insane.
Wow.
I wouldn't know if there's hot water. And then we have a lot of talk about literacy strategies, and they talk about reading across subjects. So I mean, there's a lot of talk, but I don't know how much is being implemented. And from what I know now, we have a lot of district assessments. We've been in school. This is the 5th week. We didn't have 2 district assessments already. So it's tough. That's all I can say.
Well, when you got the type of leadership you got at the top, board wise and superintendent on down the line, a lot of that is just, fried ice cream that you get the public to suck up with a dirty straw. It's just talk. I remember, all this big talk about safe schools and protecting the students and all this and that. And the first thing that was cut after that was said was bathroom attendants. And when I spoke to the powers that be, I checked them on that. I said, "How you gonna talk about safe students and you get rid of the lowest paid people, which are the bathroom attendants?" I said, "Where do you think bullying occurs at? In that bathroom and in the locker room, and those are the people that you cut." And so they get away from me when I talk like that. Like Dr. Gonzalez, when he was superintendent, I told him about the lack of hot water. Wasn't none at no high school, no middle school. And so he was a college basketball player. I said, "Man, you play basketball, right?" He said, "Yeah. Matter of fact, him and Bill Bridges, I think, integrated to New Mexico State program, right?" He said,
No,
"Yeah,
wow.
basketball." So I said, "Ain't no hot water in the locker room in this business." He was shocked. He said, check that out and give me a report." I said, "I ain't giving no report. I'm telling you now, you got people that do that." So a whole year went by. And first, when the teachers come back, we had a meeting, we're in the cafeteria, he come by shaking hands and kissing babies and all that. So he pat me on the back. "Hey, big guy, how's it going?" I said, "We still ain't got no hot water." Well, he got away from me like a slave at a Klan meeting. Man,
Wow. See?
it's a shame. And I used to teach the kids how they're misusing them and pimping them in this system. Like, like back when they had the Title I program, you get so much money if kids are scoring, below the 49 percentile. Then all the money that comes from it, all they do is create jobs for their friends instead of addressing the student needs. So anyway, I feel for you, brother. You still in the fight. I did my time. I'm done. And all I do is provide advice. And last but not least, I knew like at Centennial, when I was working, like 74% of the kids were not with either parent. A lot of teachers in meetings, we talk about kids, and teachers want to say, well, their parents need to. Well, a lot of them don't have parents. Now what? Now what? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Teachers, if we had to go what they have to go through, most of us wouldn't even be here today.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go beyond that, the thing that the parents would be doing, because the parents is dope heads in jail, dead, or whatever. And so, others have to take up the mantle. I know when I was a kid, police killed my, I mentioned on the show, police killed my pops when I was 10 years old. So I had to rely on elder brothers in the neighborhood that could give me some game and knowledge about life. I
Right.
didn't listen to them fools that was my same age. They didn't know jack. So
Right.
I would, everywhere I lived, the older brothers on the block, I'd always be with them. Matter of fact, a lot of my friends used to tell me, man, you act like an old man. I said, well, that's where I'm learning from. So
That's right. That's right.
anyway,
Hey, much kudos to you, Joe. Much kudos to you. Yeah, you've been out there on the front line as well, so you know how it is. Hey,
I know.
we can all what you put down with us too. We putting the culture in it as much as we can.
Oh yeah. I would tell the Latino students, I just try to wake them up just like the brothers and the sisters, telling them Spanish is not your native tongue. That's a European language. You ain't from Spain. I said, most of you couldn't even find it on the map up here. But I had a map in my room of all the Native American groups in North and South America. I said, these are the languages they spoke, not no Spanish. So quit talking about Spanish is your native tongue. That's a lie.
You see?
So
You
anyway,
see?
I miss teaching sometimes. So I do a little bit on the show from time to time.
All right, great. Keep it up, baby. Keep it up. You never stop. Just do it on different mediums.
Yeah, for sure.
Just do it.
All right, that's it. Next comments from other guests. Back to you. Whatever you're gonna do, Ross County.
All right, so I'm gonna go to Machinda one more time, and then we're gonna close out. Brother Machinda, question, comment? You didn't have a question earlier. You must be just listening. Okay, so Brother Pratt,
You want to go?
yeah,
Hold on, brother. Hold it. Excuse me.
okay,
But I thought we was gonna have a sports thing.
okay.
Yeah. That's what I was about to tell him.
I'm about
So,
to get you, brother. The winner of the 1902 Kentucky Derby, brother.
Hey, you done stumped me already. I ain't no. I ain't got no sports back there or that sport. Only thing I know about horse racing is Affirm and Aladar and Seattle Slew and Run Dusty Run and Genuine Risk.
Okay,
That's
the brother's name was Jimmy Winkfield. They call him the Wink. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
In 1950, a brother fought his way out of slavery. He went to London to fight the champ, and he knocked the champ out. All the white folks jumped in the ring and started beating the hell out of him until the white boy got his scruples back. And so they resumed the fight, and the brother was beat up so bad by the crowd that he lost. What was his name?
what year was that again, Brother Joe?
1950.
1750.
No, 1750. I showed him.
His name was Tom Meadowloo. And you can read about both of those brothers in a book called $40 Million Slave.
Okay, I heard of that book.
Yeah, check that book out. It goes over all of back when brothers ruled horse racing, fencing, cycling, baseball. Like Jackie Robinson was not the first brother to play Major League Baseball. It was Fleetwood Walker. and on down the line, So anyway, that was it. I thought I'd challenge you to talk about history, sports stuff. Let me.
Oh yeah, you got me. I'm only in certain categories. Give me the NBA and college basketball from the mid '70s on up, in the mid '90s, whatever.
I got another one for you. The best basketball player ever to play at Rutgers spot out there. You know how they play them games in New York in the summertime.
Oh, at the Rucker?
Yeah, and he never played pro, but he's considered the greatest basketball player of all time.
Who that? Pee Wee Kirkland or Joe Hammond?
No.
The man to go.
Earl Mandigo?
Earl Medigo. There you go.
Yeah. I heard of him. I heard of the GOAT. I saw the movie Don Cheadle.
All right, brother. Look here, Pratt. I'm gonna tell you, as your elder, you need to spruce up on your history, brother.
Hey, you better brush up on your history, boy. You're down. Hey, that was in my favorite basketball movie, Fast Break. Bernard King and Michael Warren was standing together, and this white dude challenged him. He said, "Hey guys, a little bit of sports trivia. Who was the first Black player to play in the NBA?" And it was Nat Sweetwater Clifton. He played for the Knicks. You should know that. That's your roots. And it's like, "What's your name?" Dibber. Who's the first white ball player in the NBA? Ah, you got to get to your roots, boy. Get down.
All right, Pratt.
All right, brother Straaw. Look, man, I appreciate you being on here, man. Let me talk about next week's show. Well, next 2 weeks we got a guest host. We got Brother Muko. Brother Muko's coming on. He's gonna be talking about religion / spirituality. So he got a 2-part series, and he's gonna be hosting for the next 2 weeks. That should be interesting. And I'm pretty sure he gave Brother Joe a compliment. He's like, "Yeah, Brother Joe be coming with it." So, Brother Joe, this is something that you should be interested in, is talking about a religion. I know you like talking about that. So yeah, that's the next couple of weeks for the CEN show. But
All
Brother
right.
Straaw, man, I appreciate you, man, and keep doing a good job, man. Keep up the good
Right.
work, man. Keep educating and keep making us laugh, man.
Same to you. Appreciate the platform. Keep the show going. You educate them from your side. I get them from mine. And hey, we'll see if we come up with something positive.
That's right. Keep pushing on. The struggle continues. All
Strategy
right.
awareness.
So
All right.
okay. All right, Brother Dr. Mashinda, Professor Rob, and Brother Joe. Each one teach one in Conscious Corner.